Call all hands. Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into her, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstocks ready.
Aye, aye, sir. Ready.
Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
Nightmare vision of the renegade Jonathan Sweet had made a deep impression upon me. Treachery is a crime that affects the very soul of a naval officer. It brought back memories to me of an incident far earlier in my naval career, when it had fallen to me to deal with a traitor of a very different sort. At that time I was a young lieutenant aboard HMS Renown, then part of the Channel Fleet. Admiral Lord Bridport, flying his flag in HMS Victory, had momentarily abandoned his watch over the French fleet, bottled up in the port of Brest. And now his 19 ships of the line and 7 frigates had rounded Berry Head and dropped anchor in the shelter of Tor Bay.
Here comes Hart, the master's mate, to make his report, I suppose.
Report?
Yes. They put him as prize master aboard that French prize we snapped up in the channel yesterday.
Well, he appears to have brought her safely to anchor.
It doesn't seem to have relieved his anxiety. He's coming aboard as though the Admiral himself were waiting for him.
Master Arms Hart, reporting himself from the prize Esperance. Important news for Captain Sawyer.
Carry on, Hart.
Aye, aye, sir.
He seems excited. Perhaps the Esperance is full of gold. I'd give a ship full of gold for a drink of fresh water instead of the green slime we've been having this last month. We'll have to get some soon. The boats are put into Brixham and Torquay for supplies.
Oh, good.
No. Stand by. Here comes the captain in a hurry, and Hart with him. If it's trouble, I'm keeping out of it.
Mr. Hornblower.
Sir?
Kindly send this signal.
Aye, sir. Mr. James? Where's that confounded signal, Mr.
Yes, sir. The message is to the Admiral himself. It reads, "Renowned to flag. Prize is French national brig Esperance. Having on board Barry McCool. Send it at once. I shall wait on deck for an answer."
Aye, aye, sir. It seemed a somewhat unimportant message for the captain to supervise personally. The name of Barry McCool meant nothing to me. Yet the captain's eagerness was such that I lost no time in reeling off the flag numbers to Mr. James. The signal went soaring up to the yardarm, the halyards vibrating wildly in the gale. Sir, reply coming from the Victory.
Yes. What does it say?
Here it comes, sir. Flag to Renown. Is McCool alive?
Reply affirmative, Mr. Hornblower.
Have him on board at once. Court-martial will assemble.
Mr. Hart.
All right, sir.
Bring your prisoner aboard, Hart, but keep his hands bound. Have him hoisted in.
All right, sir. I could not forbear to steal a glance at the prisoner as he was hauled aboard, with his sea chest after him. A youngish man, tall and slender, his long red hair streaming in the wind. Although he was obviously an Irishman, he wore a French infantry uniform. Yet why should we try him instead of the civil authorities? It was not until 2 bells in the middle watch, when dinner was served in the gunroom, that I had an explanation.
Gould deserted one dark night off the bed marks. He got through a lower gun port with a grating to float him.
We gave him up for drowned until news came from post. He was there, and up to his old speechifying. He even boasted about deserting.
Another Wolf Tone, in fact. Tone was caught in a French uniform, and he'd have been stung up if he hadn't managed to cut his own throat first. Now, here comes Lieutenant Buckland. We may hear some news.
From the look of him, it'll be unpleasant. A dirty job for somebody, I'll warrant. It'll be a junior lieutenant.
It'll be me if it's anyone. I'm the most junior.
Mr. Hornblower.
Sir?
I'm going to make you responsible for the prisoner. Sir. McCool must be brought up for trial safe and sound, and kept safe after the trial. I'm repeating the captain's own words, Mr. Hornblower.
For which I had no liking. Yet had I refused it, I might well have dangled at the yard arm with McCool. I quitted the table with a hurried bow and made my way to the darkness of the lower 'tween decks. The master-at-arms, who was my guide, ordered aside the marine sentry who guarded a small door, shone the light of his candle lantern on the door, and produced a key.
He's here, sir. Safe and sound. I put him in this empty storeroom, and a couple of my corporals along with him. I've been put in charge of you.
That is most gratifying to me, Mr.
Hornblower. Is there anything you need?
I could eat and I could drink. Nothing has passed my lips since 24 hours ago when the Esperance was captured.
Food and water, Master-at-Arms. And immediately. Aye, sir. I'll see to it right away. Anything else?
A mattress, perhaps, or a cushion. You will observe that this chest upon which I sit has my name carved on its lid in raised letters. I bear an honored name, but I do not desire it imprinted on my person.
Yes, I'll send you in a mattress.
That gun means the court-martial is about to open, I presume. Do we go?
We do.
Then I can leave this delicious food without any breach of good manners.
The court-martial. Gold lace and curt, efficient routine. Evidence of identification. Cold questions.
Nothing I could say would be listened to amid these emblems of tyranny.
Right from the start, it was evident from McCool's demeanor what the result of the court-martial would be.
The sentence of this court is that you, Barry Ignatius McCool, be hanged by the neck. Mr. Hornblower, sir. Yes, what is it? Captain's compliments, and he'd like to speak to you. Rear Admiral, the Honorable Sir William Cornwallis, is with him, sir.
Now, looky here, young sir. You're the officer charged with carrying out this execution, I'm told.
Yes, sir.
Well, when he's strung up, there's to be no speechifying. That's right, ain't it, Captain Sawyer?
Yes, sir. Yes, but I thought, sir, that...
Yes, I know all about the old custom of letting him make a last speech. But a quarter of the hands of this ship are Irish. And I'd as lief have a light taken of a magazine as have McCool make a speech to him.
I understand, sir.
All right, string him up.
Here comes Jack Ketch.
McCool, tomorrow...
Tomorrow? Yes?
Tomorrow, you're to make no speeches.
No farewell to my countrymen.
No.
You are robbing a condemned man of his last privilege.
I'm carrying out my orders.
And you propose to enforce them.
Yes?
May I ask how?
Well, I could stop your mouth with oakum.
Mr. Hornblower, you do not relish your own suggestion. I suspect you are not the ideal executioner. Supposing I were to save you that trouble.
How would you do that?
I could give you my parole to say nothing. Oh, you don't have to trust the word of a condemned fanatic. We can strike a bargain, and you needn't carry out your half unless I have carried out mine.
What bargain?
Allow me to write to my wife, my widow. Promise to send the letter and my sea chest to her in Dublin. You'll have small trouble to find a coaster bound there, and you know the chest contains nothing but clothes and things of sentimental value.
Yes, I know.
In return, I promise to say nothing from the time I leave this place until...
Well...
You can read the letter. There'll be no treason. If I understand you, Mr. Hornblower, you're a gentleman of sensibility. You will dislike prizing a man's mouth open and filling it with tow. By this means, you need not.
Well, I'll send pen, ink, and paper, and I shall read the letter before I agree, of course.
You can see I had trouble wooing the muse, but there is my fair copy. Oh, come, sir. You need have no scruples in reading it.
Well, what is this poem, McCool?
A thing she'll look for, Mr. Hornblower,
oh?
And without which you will not believe the letter is from me. My poems were ever a bond between us.
I see.
It made but little sense to me. The poem seemed turgid and ponderous, though I was no judge in such matters. Yet I thought, if I were condemned to die within a few hours, could I write a single line that would make sense?
Will you accept my word now and keep our bargain?
Very well, McCool. I accept.
Pipes twittered for all hands to witness punishment, and all hands assembled. As we came on deck, a murmur rose from the assembled men. Around the ship lay boats from all the rest of the fleet, boats filled with men sent to witness the punishment, but also ready to storm the Renown should any of the crew attempt to demonstrate in sympathy with their countrymen. I only recall those next few moments as a ghastly nightmare. The chalk ring on the gangway, and McCool standing silently on it, pale but with head high.
Signal gun ready.
Fire!
Beating about in a ship of the line on the dreary work of blockade gave me little to do that would distract my mind from its obsession with a picture of red hair and a lopsided smile. But spring approached at last, thank heaven, and the weather began to moderate. One day I sat alone in my tiny cabin while the timbers creaked soothingly around me as the Renown pitched over the long Atlantic swell. I was thinking again of that letter, still in my letter case, and the poem, which I now knew by heart. And then I ceased to lounge on my cot and sat up straight. An incredible idea that entered my mind. So strike 'em down. Now, why did McCool write E-M instead of T-H-E-M? For euphony or rhythm? So strike them down. And, well, if anything, it sounds better than so strike 'em down. Could it possibly be a code? I dragged the chest out. With its solid slabs of mahogany and its raised name, it was a handsome piece of furniture. And then, a sudden light blazed into my mind. The carved name, B.I. McCool. The B ascends. The B. Those initials are B.I. And as I took hold of the lid again and lifted it, the secret of McCool was revealed. Only half the lid rose. The lower half stayed where it was. And in the oblong hollow between them lay a mass of papers, neatly packaged. Banknotes, £5 notes. And in this package, too. Yes, ample money here to finance the beginning of a new rebellion. What's this, huh? More money? No, lists. Lists of names. And information about each name. Every requisite for starting a new plot. What's this? A proclamation. Irishman... Smith is coming. When Smith had gone, I set myself to study the ingenious mechanism of the secret log. Unless every operation were gone through in its proper order, nothing happened. The I would not turn unless the B were first pulled out, and it was most unlikely that a casual investigator would pull at the B with enough force. Altogether, it was fairly safe to say that without a clue, nobody could have opened the chest to discover its secret. But though I temporized by playing with the chest, I knew that a great and grave decision faced me. A decision which eluded me through many a lonely watch.
Keep off a point, you at the wheel. Pull them by.
Pull them by it is, sir.
Whatever the man was, he was brave. Aye, and faithful. Faithful unto death. His last thought was of the cause he died for. If that wind had stayed westerly for a few more hours, that chest might have been on its way to Dublin, and then... But now, if I deliver up the chest to the captain, Payne will be ruined. Every gallows in Ireland will be cluttered. What about the money? Yes, that might be useful, but no, I should never rest. Rest? What rest I get now? This accursed problem. After many sleepless nights, my mind was made up. It was evening. Mine was the first watch. Darkness had closed over the Bay of Biscay, and the Renown, under easy sail, was loitering along over the black water, with her consorts just in sight.
Hawkins, sir.
Oh, sit down to my cabin and see if Mr. Smith, sir, will you?
Beg your pardon, sir, but Mr. Smith's playing cards in the gun room. I've seen him myself, sir.
Oh, well, no matter. Send Crookshank and Bottle after me.
Aye, sir. If you'll pardon me, sir, if it's a job you want done, maybe I could do it, huh? Them two ain't much more than idiots, as I know to my cost.
When I require a speech, I'll ask for it. You heard my order?
Aye, sir. Beg your pardon, sir.
Idiots. Oh, why else does he think I chose those two of all my watch? They, at least, will have no curiosity. Crookshank, Bottle, want you to go down to my cabin. You know the one. There you'll find a large, heavy, canvas-covered box. Bring it up and place it in the scuppers. It's heavy, so take care. I waited in a fever of anxiety lest the fool should drop it or stumble across an officer who might ask questions. The chest was indeed heavy, for I'd buried among the clothing 2 24-pound shot. But at last, after what seemed an age... Thank you, man. Well, back to your station, huh? The next 10 minutes were 1,000 years, but at last...
Hands to tack, ship. Prepare to tack!
And as the Renown tacked, with one tremendous heave and unobserved, I managed to throw the thing overboard. Come what might, my decision was made and carried out. There could be no more vacillation. And when 8 bells struck, I went below and slept soundly. For the first time for weeks, I had no dreams of red hair and lopsided smiles.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush. Pointers on target. Linstock's ready. Aye, aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
Sitting here in England, playing the country squire and getting soft in retirement, does at least serve to keep my memory sharp. And I retain a very clear picture in my mind of the events which followed the suppression of the mutiny in the Flame. I was tired. There was much to do, many decisions to be taken. Certainly I felt little enough like granting an interview with a prisoner, and yet the seaman who bore Captain Freeman's message was awaiting my answer. Well, if Captain Freeman thinks it advisable, he can send this fellow in to me. What's his name again?
Lebrun, sir. He seems to be Deputy Mayor of Le Havre, sir.
Deputy Mayor, is he? Then let's see what he has to say.
I've got him outside now, sir.
Good.
Bring him in. Commodore will see him now.
Now, sir, what have you got to say to me?
I take it, monsieur, that I may speak entirely in confidence.
I promise nothing.
I represent large commercial interests which have had great influence on the prosperity of Le Havre. A firm which was prepared for the moment of peace, with full warehouses, could make millions. Millions.
Look, I'm a busy man. Come to the point.
His Majesty of Great Britain might do well to allow his friends to make those preparations in advance.
Monsieur Lebrun, I trust you've given thought to what you're saying. They're words which would take you to the guillotine if Bonaparte ever heard of them. You're offering to betray the Empire for commercial advantages.
There are many in France, sir, who have no faith in the Empire.
Very well. You may tell me the nature of your offer, but remember that I can make no promises on behalf of my government.
Well, suppose, for instance, that the city of Le Havre declared itself against the Empire and for Louis XVIII.
Well?
It might be the example for which the Empire is waiting. And if Le Havre declared for the king, the city would be in alliance with Great Britain, and the license could then be granted for my firm to import.
But how do I know that the city authorities will declare for the king?
I can assure you of the support of the mayor, Monsieur le Baron. Most of the other authorities would be safe, too. As to the others, a dozen well-timed arrests, an appeal to the troops in the barracks, the arrival of your forces, a heartening proclamation to the people, the declaration of a state of siege, and all would be over.
Monsieur Lebrun, I've been very patient, but so far you've made no definite proposal. If you have one, make it. If not, allow me to proceed with my own duties.
Very well, sir. Here is my proposal. Set me on shore. As an excuse, you could send me to arrange the exchange of prisoners. If I can assure Monsieur le Baron of your support, I can complete the arrangements in 3 days.
3 days.
Meanwhile, you, sir, you remain close in the vicinity, with all the force you can muster. The moment we secure the citadel, we shall send up a white flag. When you see that, sir, you will enter the harbor and overawe any resistance. In return for this, a license to import colonial produce and your word of honor that you will inform King Louis that it was I, Hercule Lebrun, who was responsible for the scheme. There. Am I specific enough, sir?
Guard there, sir. Pass the word for escort to take this prisoner away.
All right, sir. You refuse. But, sir...
I will give you my decision in an hour. Meanwhile, for appearance's sake, you must be treated harshly. For the moment, I have no more to say.
Sir, the plane is signaling, sir. 1851-10. That's friendly ships in sight, bearing northwest.
Ah, good. Those must be the reinforcements. Find out who's in command.
All right, sir. The signal's going out now, sir. I'll read it back, sir. It's Nonsuch, 74, Captain Bush, sir.
Bush? By heavens, excellent. Well, of course, Bellew would send him if possible. He knows I can always rely on Bush.
Further signal, sir. Also Camilla, 36, Captain Howard. Have on board 300 Marines.
300 Marines? That's wonderful, sir. With those and our own men and the Nonsuch, we shall be able to march 500 men into Le Havre if the opportunity arises.
Flag lieutenant, make this signal. Commodore to all vessels, join me here after dark.
All right, sir.
I shall transfer to the Flame. Mr. Freeman, there'll be other work for you with the Porter Chailey. Kindly join me with Captains Bush and Howard when they arrive after dark. Lebrun must be completing his plans, and we must strike tomorrow, if at all.
Aye, aye, sir.
How good it was to see Bush again as he hoisted himself and his wooden leg onto the Flame in the darkness. It was good, too, to sit in the stuffy little cabin with Bush, Freeman, and Howard and outline my plans for the morrow. Action was what I needed, and the prospect of it swept away all my doubts and fears. I knew there was no certainty that my government wanted to restore the Bourbons if Bonaparte fell, that they might refuse to honor my promise of the import license, that they might refuse to recognize Louis XVIII, that I might be sharply reprimanded for all I'd done. But the time for hesitation was over now, and the risk must be taken. I saw Bush studying me anxiously.
You've been very busy since you came to sea again, sir. Too busy, if you'll pardon me.
Huh?
It was too soon for you to resume duty.
Nonsense, Bush. I've had nearly a year's sick leave.
Yes, sir. Sick leave. After typhus. And since then, you...
Since then, endless work, cutting out action, a battle, 3 prizes taken, 2 vessels sunk, an invasion planned, and now a midnight council of war.
Now, look here. Are you gentlemen trying to tell me that I'm unfit for service?
Well, no, sir, but I...
Well, then kindly keep your opinions to yourselves. Now, you all understand what I want done tomorrow. If tomorrow is the day. No questions? Well, you must forgive me if I was rude just now. Had a trying day. Beat to quarters and clear the brig for action. Hand me that speaking trumpet. Thank you.
Port to Taylor, ahoy! Flame, ahoy! Are you cleared for action? All ships cleared, sir. Then keep stations as ordered. Aye, aye, sir.
Remember, Mr. Crawley, if I'm killed as we go in, the flame is to be laid alongside the key. Captain Bush is to be informed as soon as possible, but the flame is to go on. And now let's get those men moving. This cold will chill them into numbness. Men, you at the guns and sheets. Let's see how you can jump. Come on. Lively now. Move your arms as well. Come on, like this. Huh? Up. Back. Up. Left. Higher than that. Come on now. Higher. That's it. Right. Still.
Horny forever.
Silence, sir. Stand to your post. Oh, how brown. My pistol, thank you. Yes, and you can take that grin off your face, Brown.
All right, sir. This will be another legend in the Navy, sir, about how you went into action with the men jumping. Yeah, remember the time, sir, when you had the men dance in the hornpipe as we went into action against the Natividad?
I have no desire to recall the past at the moment, Brown. Future will keep us busy enough. Mr. Crawley, 2 hands at the lead, if you please. If one is killed, the other is to continue sounding.
All right, sir. On the other tack.
On the other tack. Headsail sheets. Mainsail sheets. Making 3 knots under fore and aft sail, we stood in for Le Havre. Shadowy in the fog, I could just make out Porticelli following our tack. Behind her, but invisible to me, was the old Nonsuch. I had not set eyes on her since the day I quitted her to catch the typhus in Riga. Good old Bush. It was comforting to have him with me again with his stolid loyalty and the Nonsuch's thundering broadside. An anchored buoy loomed on the starboard bow. We were nearing the entrance to Le Havre. Not a shot is to be fired without my orders. A man who fires a gun, no matter for what reason, unless I tell him to, I'll not merely flog, I will hang. Before sunset today, he'll be at the yardarm. You hear me? We'll soon know if this is a trap or not. But if Lebrun is playing a double game, only the flame will be lost. The others will get clear, and heaven help Lebrun and his city. Look. Bear along that key as quick as you can, now.
All right, sir.
Where is your officer? Are you in command here, sir?
What do you want?
I'll tell your men not to fire. Have you not received your new orders?
Or get your men away from those guns before there's an accident. Go on.
Monsieur, look down there. British ships at the quay. British Marines forming. What am I to do?
Send a messenger at once to the other battery to make sure the officer in command understands.
But, monsieur, I cannot.
I said at once, sir.
The moment was tense and uncertain. The young officer was clearly undecided. And then I had an inspiration. I'd been speaking in French, of course. And now I heard the rhythmic tread of a section of Marines approaching, and I beckoned them to march past me. As they approached, I called to them.
Eyes left.
The men's heads turned smartly towards the French officer. The officer of Marines saluted smartly. The courtesy of it completely took the wind out of the Frenchman's sails. As he gaped, the Marines wheeled left round the battery, in through the open sally port, in among the guns, pushing the gunners aside, knocking the smouldering lintstocks from their hands.
Let me help you up. All right, sis, I can manage. I shall ride to the other batteries. See that the other landing parties deploy as arranged. Open! Open in the name of the king! This is a British officer. You tell that imbecile to lower his musket now. Open the gate. Open the gate, I say. Do you expect my Marines to march through it? Ah, that's better. Now, come on, my beauty, into the fort. 12 24-pounders and all pointing towards the harbor. Furnaces for heating shot. Never have stormed this battery by ordinary methods. Parapets 5 feet thick and 8 feet high. 10-foot ditches.
Sir, pardon, monsieur. I do not understand. Who are you, and why did you say king?
Are you the subaltern in charge here?
Yes, monsieur.
Sir, I bring you great news. This is the beginning of a new age for France. Mr. Howard, you found a horse, too. Is all well?
As far as I know, sir. I thought I ought not to involve a landing party in the narrow streets of the town without orders. I have 2 midshipmen here if you need messengers, sir. Oh, and your coxswain.
Your hat, sir. I picked it up on the quay.
Oh, well, thank you, Brown. The harbor defenses are all secured, Mr. Howard.
Yes, sir, thanks to your boldness. It looks as if that chap Lebrun has at least succeeded in creating some confusion. None of these frogs seem to know what to do.
Yeah, we mustn't give them time to think.
Hello? Who comes here? A rider with a white handkerchief in his hand? You are Monsieur Hornblower, sir? Hornblower, yes. I come from Monsieur Le Baron, sir. The citadel is secure. He is about to descend into the main square. Good.
As we entered the town in gay procession, the people stared at us. Some curious or sullen, some indifferent, but none actively hostile. In the Place de l'Hôtel de Ville, there was far more bustle and life. Numerous men sat horses. A detachment of gendarmes, drawn up in line, gave an air of respectability to the proceedings. But what really caught the eye was the multitude of white emblems. White was everywhere.
Lovely, sir. They're making sure we understand there's a truce on. Look at all them bed sheets hanging out the windows. Oh, even the police have got white cockades in their hats.
They're not truce colors, Brown. White is the color of the Bourbons, the kings of France.
Oh,
This is the first time for 20 years that the Bourbon white is shown on French soil.
Oh, here comes a fat-looking bloke with a white sash. I bet he had a tricolour there yesterday. He looks an important sort of coat, sir.
I suspect he's the mayor, Baron Momas.
Cavalry! Halt!
Yes. Hold my horse while I dismount, will you?
Our friend, our ally, Sir Hornblower, I embrace you.
Silence! Silence, all of you. This gentleman is to be respected.
And here is Monsieur Lebrun, I perceive.
Your servant, sir. Our plan has succeeded. Order, counter-order.
This is a great moment, Sir Hornblower.
A
very great moment, Monsieur Lebas.
If you will be so good as to accompany me to the foot of the flagstaff, the ceremony is about to begin. I shall proclaim allegiance to His Majesty.
Certainly, sir. After you.
The citizens of Le Havre, I, par Montmas, mayor of the city, declare that all true Frenchmen no longer serve the usurper Napoleon Bonaparte.
Brian, what's happening?
Oh, yes, sir. Seems to be a fight down that side street. Some of the soldiers on the battery. They are resisting. Into this building, Sir Hornblower, quickly. They will soon be dealt with. Gendarmerie, do your duty. Dismiss Sir Hornblower. We shall be safe here.
I'm an officer, not an alderman.
My horse! Here, quickly.
Bonapartists numbered only some 30 or 40 men and could have been dealt with by the police, but it was important in this early stage that the town should be given a lead. The slightest hesitation or show of leniency might lose the town. They scattered before our charge. I reformed my men and marched them back to the square, where the mayor had once again taken up his stand beneath the flagstaff.
The citizens of Le Havre, I declare that all true Frenchmen voluntarily recognize the unbroken reign of His Most Christian Majesty, Louis XVIII, King of France and of all. Run up the Bourbon standard.
Yes, I think, Brian, it's time for a gesture on our part.
And 3 cheers for the King. All together now. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip, hip. Hooray!
Here, Jackie, what blooming king are we hollering for?
I don't know. Orny says we got to cheer. And if Orny told me to cheer old Boney himself, I'd do it, see?
The port of Le Havre was ours. Bonaparte had suffered his greatest defeat yet since Moscow. It was perhaps only a foothold, but English feet held it. And after all these years, all the blood and the heartache, the ground seemed to shake beneath the tyrant Bonaparte's feet.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Call all hands. Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into her, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstocks ready. Aye, aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
as C.S. Forester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
Acting as governor of Le Havre, with all the hundreds of administrative problems involved, would suit me better in my present retirement than it did in those days when I was more restless and active. But having accepted the surrender of the city, I was forced to keep a tight hold on the reins until Whitehall should see fit to relieve me of that duty. In the meantime, a clear head and an iron hand were needed. For instance, the matter of the fisherman's deputation was but one of many where firmness was essential.
But, Your Excellency, we are innocent fishermen.
Indeed. My captain reports that just before he captured your boat, you just slipped out from Honfleur across the estuary. Honfleur is still under the rule of Bonaparte and is under blockade. I've no doubt that you sold your catch there at 3 times the price you could have obtained here in Le Havre. That, monsieur, is trading with the enemy. And it's within my power to have all 3 of you hanged without trial. I wish to retain the goodwill of all citizens of Le Havre, so on this occasion, I shall let you go. But your boat will remain with the prize court. Now, Captain Howe, what was that about a prince?
A note from the Foreign Office. They are sending the Duc d'Angoulême.
Oh, are they? What am I supposed to do with him? Who is he, anyway?
Eldest son of King Louis's brother. He married Marie-Thérèse, daughter of Louis XVI.
Oh, yes, yes.
He is the eventual heir of the Bourbon line. He must be about 40 now.
As though I hadn't enough worries. Still, I suppose it might be useful to have a figurehead, and the royalists love a figurehead. When's he coming?
He will arrive tomorrow, sir, if the wind is fair.
Massed bands burst into a triumphal march. Salutes roared from the guns. Seamen and soldiers presented arms. And I stepped forward to receive His Royal Highness.
Sir Horatio, I am Horatio. France, la belle France.
Anything less beautiful than the waterfront of Le Havre in a freezing nor'easter I could not imagine, but it sounded well. And on that note, the carefully trained Duke continued through all the wearisome and frigid ceremonies which followed, the presentations, the processions, the dedication service, and the final reception of the Hôtel de Ville. It was during the latter that I became aware of Brown, my coxswain, discreetly twitching my sleeve.
Beg pardon, sir. Colonel Dobbs sent me in. He says he'd like you to see a dispatch what's just come in.
That's very well. Well, tell Colonel Dobbs I'll join him in my office when I can slip away without attracting notice.
Ah, there you are, sir. Glad you managed to get away. I think the frogs are on their way out at last, sir. This message came through from Paris.
Message from Paris?
It was folded up in a button on the messenger's coat. He left Paris yesterday.
Well, what does it say? This morning, siege artillery left the artillery park at Sablon by river, going downstream. It included the 107th Regiment. The guns were 24-pounders, and I believe there were 24 of them. 3 companies of sappers and a company of miners were attached. It is said that General Keogh will command. I do not know what other forces he will have.
Bonaparte is still fighting desperately on 2 fronts, yet he still contrives to scrape a force to deal with us. Because he knows we represent the deadliest menace to his power yet. However, it's useless to stand and complain. It's time for us to take the offensive. So I want a report on the roads between here and Rouen.
Rouen, sir?
Of course. Don't you see? The Seine is the answer to this. By water, those heavy guns can be moved far more quickly than by road. The barges are being towed downstream night and day. They must already be nearing Rouen. O'Brien, come here. Go and get Captain Bush away from the reception.
Aye, sir.
Colonel Dobbs, send a messenger down to the squadron and give orders for the following to be assembled. Now, let me see. We shall require... Well, now, Bush, you thoroughly understand the scheme?
I think it's quite clear, sir. If we can get our boats up the river quickly in the darkness, we ought to be able to supply the barges at Coudevec.
Well, the tide is in your favor tonight, and I'm banking on the fact that you're dealing with soldiers. All their victories have been on land. They'll hardly expect an attack by water on their flank. And your landing party can burn and destroy to its heart's content. Well, I only have to wish you the best of good fortune now, Bush. I wish I were coming with you.
Oh, that's impossible, sir. Half a dozen longboats on a river is no sort of command for a commodore.
It's a perilous venture, Bush.
It'll be all right, sir. Don't you go worrying about us, sir.
I won't worry with you in command, Bush. Is all ready now?
All ready, sir.
Well, goodbye, Bush. Good luck.
Goodbye, sir. Make way in the stern sheets there. Give way. Goodbye, sir. We'll be back before dawn.
I prayed that Bush was right, but it was one thing to make comforting plans and quite another to watch men go off in the darkness to execute them. As I walked back through the darkness to the Hotel de Ville, I could not stifle a feeling of uneasiness, but I put it aside and looked forward to reading again for the 100th time the latest letter from Barbara, my wife. This and a pile of other papers kept my mind fully occupied, and the night was well advanced when Colonel Dobbs knocked at my door and entered.
All the papers say that your capture of Le Havre is the beginning of the end for Bonaparte.
What was that?
You can feel the room shake, sir, and the candles jumped. It was an explosion. That could be at Coudevec.
It would seem that Bush has been successful and has blown up the French powder barges. 100 tons of gunpowder. Yeah. That'll be a considerable explosion. Oh, come in. Oh, good morning, Captain Hart. What is it?
Morning, sir. 2 boats are coming down the estuary, sir.
Only 2?
Only 2, sir. One of them's Camilla's launch. I can recognize her through the glass. I don't think the other's from Nonsuch, but I can't be sure.
Very good, Captain. I'll join you in a moment. Destruction. 5 boats lost out of 7. And Bush, was he lost too? Though I knew that the destruction of the French siege train would be well worth the loss of the whole flotilla, I could not coldly balance the profit and loss if my old friend Bush were among the losses.
1 boat's coming to the quay, sir.
Huh?
I'll have the officer here in 15 minutes.
Good.
Mr. Livingston, sir. 3rd officer of the Camilla.
Take a seat, Mr. Livingston. Make your report, please.
Thank you, sir.
We went up the river without incident, sir. We could see the lights of Codebek before we were challenged from the bank. Captain Bush's longboat was leading.
Where was your boat?
Last in the line, sir. We went on without replying, according to orders. I could see 2 barges anchored in midstream and clusters of others against the bank.
Yeah.
My orders were to run alongside the one farthest downstream, which I did.
Go on.
There was a lot of musketry fire higher up, but only a few Frenches where we were, so we chased them away. On the bank were 2 24-pounder guns on carriages. I had them spiked and then levered them off the carriages and into the river.
Good.
One fell on the barge underneath and went right through it, sank it like a stone.
Yes. Well, and then what?
Well, I led my party along the bank. There was a lot of shot there, just landed from the next barge. I left a party to scuttle the barge and roll the shot into the river and went on myself with about 15 men. The boat's crew of the Flame were there fighting, but the French ran away when we joined in. There were guns on shore and on barges. We spiked them all through the ones that were landed in the river and scuttled the barges.
Ah. Well, excellent work. They'll be difficult to recover and put into commission. Yes, it must have been a fierce and bloody struggle in the dark on the riverbank.
Oh, it was, sir. Just then we heard drums beating and a whole battalion of infantry came down on us. My orders were to retire if opposed in force, so we ran back to the boats, and the soldiers were firing at us from the bank when the explosion came.
Yes, the explosion, what was that?
It was the powder barges higher up the river, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know who set them off. Maybe it was a shot from the shore. Maybe Captain Bush...
You've not been in touch with Captain Bush since the attack began?
Oh, no, sir. He was at the other end of the line.
Yes, I see. Well, you better go and get some rest, Mr. Livingston. You've done splendidly. I shall see that an account of your actions reaches the proper quarters.
Thank you, sir. I only obeyed orders.
The operation had been brilliantly successful. Deprived of his siege train and munitions, General Keogh would not be able to besiege Le Havre, and it would probably be long before Bonaparte could scrape together a similar force. But the loss of Bush was a crushing price to pay. It was hard to think of a world without Bush in it, of a future where I should never see him again. He was part of my life. But the very sympathy of Dobbs and Howard had the effect of nerving me to carry on.
Your Royal Highness, Sir Horatio Hornblower came in.
Good morning, Sir Horatio. You wish to see me?
Yes, Your Royal Highness. I do not know if you're acquainted with the circumstances that brought me to this part of the coast.
You may tell me about them.
Well, there was a mutiny in one of our ships. I was sent to deal with it and succeeded in capturing the vessel and most of the mutineers.
Excellent.
Some 20 of them were tried and convicted and sentenced to death.
I'm glad to hear it.
I would be glad not to carry out those sentences, Your Royal Highness.
Indeed?
Well, it's impossible for me to pardon them without grave prejudice to discipline, but if Your Royal Highness were to intervene on their behalf, well, I could deny Your Royal Highness nothing.
And why should I intervene, Sir Horatio?
In the name of common humanity. Because 20 good men will be invaluable. Your Royal Highness could say that it was unfitting that the first days of the return of the dynasty should be marred by the shedding of blood of Englishmen, even guilty ones.
Good men, useful men, mutineers, presumably Jacobin, revolutionaries, equalitarians, even perhaps socialists. It would be a fine beginning to the Regency if my first public act should be to pardon a parcel of revolutionaries.
I've never known the world to be offended by an act of mercy, Your Royal Highness.
You have strange ideas of mercy, sir. It appears to me that this remarkable request of yours has some meaning other than its apparent one. Perhaps you are a liberal yourself, One of those dangerous men who consider themselves thinkers. Perhaps you think it would be a good stroke of policy for you to persuade me to brand myself as one who is willing to condone revolution.
Sir, I protest. Your Royal Highness, this is a monstrous insinuation.
I do not see fit to accede to your request, Sir Equerry. Oh, there you are. Be good enough to conduct Sir Horatio out.
As I strode with burning cheeks past the courtiers and sentries, I was almost blind with fury. I stamped into my office, flung myself into my chair, sprang up again, paced the room. I hardly knew what I was doing as I struggled to restrain my anger. Dobbs and Howard gave one astonished stare at me and then bent studiously over their desks. But as my anger began to subside, a plan formed in my mind. I sat down again at my desk and addressed Captain Howard. I want those French fellows brought in here, the ones who came with the Duke, the Equerry, the Chevalier d'Honneur, and the Almoner. You fetch them in now, will you?
I'll get them right away, sir.
Colonel Dobbs, I'll trouble you to make ready to write at my dictation. Please show no surprise at anything I may ask you to write. Oh, that was quick work, Howard.
I met them in the corridor, sir.
Good. Well, gentlemen, I've asked you to come to hear the letter I'm about to dictate and send to my Prime Minister. I think you understand English well enough to get the gist of it. Are you ready, Colonel Dobbs?
Quite ready, sir.
Very well. To the Right Honourable Lord Liverpool. My Lord, I find I am compelled to send back to England His Royal Highness the Duke d'Angoulême.
But, sir, Horatio...
Please, kindly do not interrupt. Now, go on, Colonel, please. I regret to have to inform your lordship that His Royal Highness has not displayed the helpful spirit the British nation is entitled to look for in an ally.
Sir, this is impossible. It is not...
Continue, Colonel, please. During the few days in which I have had the honor of working with His Royal Highness, it has been made plain to me that His Royal Highness has neither the tact nor the administrative ability desirable in one so high a station.
Sir, I must speak. You cannot send that letter.
No, why not?
And you cannot send His Royal Highness back to England. You cannot. You cannot. No, he cannot.
Is that so, gentlemen? Do you know who holds the power in this city? Do you know that I've only got to give the word and my ships and men would abandon Le Havre to the wrath of Bonaparte?
But, sir...
Do not tell me that His Royal Highness would physically oppose an order. Have you ever witnessed a deserter being brought in? Well, the Frog March is an undignified and painful method of progression.
But that letter would discredit His Royal Highness in the eyes of the world. It might even endanger the succession. You will never send it, please,
I can only assure you that I can and that I will.
Perhaps, sir, there has been some misunderstanding. If His Royal Highness has refused some request of Your Excellencies, it must have been because he did not understand how important it was. If Your Excellency would allow us to make further representations to His Royal Highness, I know that...
Yes, sir. If you would allow that, I'm sure His Royal Highness would understand.
Ah. And what do you think, Colonel Dobbs?
I'm sure he would.
Dobbs and Howard were intelligent men. They took their cues without a word and added their pleadings to those of the Duke's staff. Nevertheless, it was only after considerable persuasion that I at last reluctantly allowed myself to agree that further representation should be made by the staff. Those worthy gentlemen shot out of the room in panic haste when I at last consented to allow them to approach their master. Then I sat back and relaxed.
Begging your pardon, sir.
What is it,
But His Royal Highness would like to come and see you, sir, if Your Excellency could kindly spare a few minutes.
He's coming to you. My word, sir, he must be in a panic.
I'm begging your pardon, sir, but I got a peep into His Royal Highness's room. He was hopping about like a monkey and, using language I wouldn't have thought the Royal Highness would have known.
Yes, thank you, Brown. That's enough. Captain Howard, be so good as to wait upon His Royal Highness. Inform him that I'll receive him in 15 minutes when I've disposed of my more urgent business.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Call all hands. Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstops ready. Aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
Even now, in peaceful retirement and far removed from those days of stress and excitement, the loss of my old friend and colleague, Captain Bush, is still a poignant memory. At that time, when it had only just occurred, it seemed unbearable, unbelievable. But as I sat receiving Colonel Dobbs' report in my room at the Hotel de Ville, I realized that I could hope no longer.
It seems that when Bush led his boats up the river to attack the powder barges, his own boat was last seen right beside the barge that blew up.
Well, if that's the case, there would have been no chance whatever of his survival.
I fear not, sir. General Keogh says that he found and buried the remains of a number of men, but none was identifiable.
I see. Poor Bush. He served with me for the greater part of my career, you know. It was while we were escaping from our imprisonment in France that he lost his leg, and only for this.
He died in action, sir. He would have wished that.
Yes, he'd have wished a naval action, not a bloody skirmish on a riverbank. And peace is on the horizon, Dobbs. The Allied armies are already closing in on Paris. If only Bush had survived this one last skirmish, he would have enjoyed peace and retirement.
I doubt if he would have enjoyed retirement, sir. Captain Bush was...
Is coming? Well, what is it, Captain Howard?
A sloop of war Gazelle just entering harbor, sir.
Oh.
She's wearing the Bourbon flag at her main and signaling that she has on board the Duchess of Angoulême.
Has she, by thunder? Well, haven't I enough trouble making the Duke behave without his wife as well? Oh, well, I'll have to receive her on the quay, I suppose. Tell the Duke, arrange about salutes. Brown? Where's Brown? Where's Martin? My dress coat and sword, Brown. I'm deeply honored, Your Royal Highness.
Oh, no, Sir Horatio. The honor is mine.
Thank you.
Do you not see what I have brought? Open your eyes, man.
Oh, forgive my dullness, Your Royal Highness, but you mean that serving girl over there? What's she got to do with... It's Barbara.
Horatio.
My dear, why did you not arrange a less dramatic meeting? This unbridled embrace is hardly fitting before royalty.
I have recollections of times when even royal embraces were not bridled. You have a beautiful and most accomplished wife, Sir Horatio. Was it not a pleasant surprise?
It was most pleasant. You're very kind, Your Royal Highness.
Lord Castlereagh thought the Duchess ought to come here, so I asked if I might come too.
It was an inspiration for which I'm devoutly grateful, my dear.
You overwhelm me, Horatio.
I knew Barbara was mocking me for my formal attitude, I could not help myself. My mind was in a turmoil. Glad though I was to see her again, I feared the distraction her presence might bring. After all, the mainspring of my life was my professional duty. And as I led her to our quarters in the hotel, the sentries and orderlies sprang to attention, and Dobbs and Howard gaped at the spectacle of the governor ushering in a lady, and the more so as that lady was the sister of England's hero, the Duke of Wellington.
You are pleased to see me.
Of course. Of course, dear. It's just... I can hardly believe that you are here.
Little Richard is well and happy.
Good.
He talks unceasingly. And he still digs. His corner of the shrubbery looks as though an army of badgers lived there.
I expect.
I have some drawings of his in my trunk. Though one could hardly say that they display any notable artistic ability,
Sorry to disturb you, sir, but the dispatches brought by the Gazelle are important.
Yes, very well. I'll come to the office. Excuse me, my dear.
Boney's been beaten again, sir.
He has? Where?
The Prussians have taken Soissons, sir, and cut up 2 of Boney's army corps. But that's not all. London's going to put some forces at our disposal at last.
Ah, perhaps at last I shall be able to launch a campaign against Paris. What are the forces?
Militia, sir. Oh. They've begun to volunteer for foreign service, now that the war's nearly over. And we can have as many battalions as we want.
Militia, huh? I wonder what their military capacities are. We shall need a general to command them. I suppose a general would be senior in rank to me. Would that lead to complications? Well, we'd better write some letters, Dobbs. There's just time before dinner. That is the Vicomte de Manville, and the lady with him is his sister.
It's amazing how many people are here. I've never seen such a variety of uniforms, even at our own court. They're very respectful.
Yes, I'd call it obsequious.
Oh.
I prefer the disciplined respect of the Navy. You'd think we were royalty from the way they bow and scrape.
You really should try to accept homage graciously, dear. After all, you are entitled to it.
Oh, you may be. I'm not. You love this sort of thing, and it suits you. It only makes me feel ridiculous.
How do you do? Yes, a delightful voyage, thank you.
How do you do?
They really are most pleasant people.
Oh, by the way, Barbara, you didn't know Bush is dead.
What?
Yes, he was killed 4 days back. He was leading... Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear. I didn't think that...
Oh, please. Please let us wait here a moment. I can't go in yet. Oh, Horatio. Well, why did you have to tell me now?
I'm sorry.
The threshold of a royal reception. It was cruel.
I'm sorry, Barbara. I've spoiled your evening. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean, of course, I forgot. You enjoy this sort of thing, and...
Their Excellencies, the Governor and Milady Barbara on board.
Oh, hello, Dobbs. Well, something new happened?
Yes, sir. Good morning, milady. Please pardon my intrusion. Yes, a dispatch from the army. The frogs have gone, sir.
Gone?
Up, sticking away, sir. General Keogh left for Paris last night. There's not a French soldier left in Rouen.
But by heavens, Dobbs, this is sensational. Bonaparte must be desperate for troops to defend Paris. By recalling Keogh, he's left all Normandy at our mercy.
Yes, sir. I wondered if you'd have any orders in the light of this news.
Well, yes. Tell Howard... No, I'll tell him myself. Excuse me, my dear.
Oh, is there not even time for you to eat your breakfast?
I'm sorry.
I was taught at school that Drake had time to finish his game and beat the Spaniards, too.
Yes, you're quite right, my dear. Go on, have some coffee, Dobbs.
Thanks.
This is victory. This is the end.
Do you really think so?
I know it in my soul. That man who has bathed the world in blood is about to fall. Do you realize, Barbara, that the world has been at war since we were children, and now it will be peace?
Peace? I hardly know what it means.
I shall have to enter Rouen in state. The royalists must be kept happy. Wait a minute, by heaven, I've got an idea. We'll rub in the lesson that it's England's sea power which has turned the scale in this war. Colonel Dobbs.
Yes, sir.
Warn Howard to have the Flame and the Portacelli ready to get underway. We'll take the Duke and Duchess up to Rouen by water.
Oh, Horatio, what a splendid idea.
Indeed, yes.
May I come, too?
Well, why not? Tell Howard it's to be a sort of state voyage. Warn the captains to see about accommodation. Our entry into Rouen shall be one of the most famous naval occasions in British history. It was like heaven to tread a deck again and have my broad pennant hoisted, even though the Bourbon white and gold flew beside it. We bowled up the estuary at a full 8 knots, but I knew that when the river narrowed, it might be a different story. But I was happy again, and Barbara was happy to see me so. Even the Duke condescended to engage us in conversation, and it seemed no time at all before luncheon was announced. The party trooped below, the women squealing at the lowness of the decks and the difficulties of a companion. But hardly was I seated when Freeman slipped in and whispered to me.
Carterbeck is inside, sir. You asked me to let you know.
Carterbeck, thank you. I'll come up. Please pardon me, Your Royal Highness. Ladies, my presence is required on deck.
That's Carterbeck, sir. At the top of the reach. Looks a nasty sight.
It does indeed. I begin to understand the nature of the explosion that cost Captain Bush's life. Look at those houses. Everyone has been cut off 6 or 8 feet from the ground.
The church has stood up, sir. Except the roof and the windows, but the quay is in ruins.
It must have been devastating. After the war, I'm going to erect a monument on the riverbank there, above the quay, in honor of Bush. God rest his soul.
Amen.
Before the day was over, I had regretted bringing the royal party by water. They were like a crowd of silly children, and as difficult to manage in the cramped confines of the brig. For myself, I slept that night in a hammock slung on deck, and soon after dawn, we rounded a bend in the river and could see the cathedral towers of Rouen in the distance. But navigation was difficult and slow, and it was early afternoon before we swung round the last bend and anchored in full sight of the city. Barbara joined me on deck.
What a beautiful city. And how quiet it seems.
I'm afraid it'll be my business to wake it up. Barbara, look at those soaring Gothic towers.
Yes.
You know, it's strange to think that they looked down on the burning of Joan of Arc.
Ah, here come the people.
Mm-hmm.
They're gathering on the quays. Oh, here's the Duke.
I see no sign of any deputation of greetings, Sir Horatio.
No, Your Royal Highness. I think it might be wiser if I went ashore first to carry out a survey. Martin, my boat. Where is the reception for His Royal Highness? Why are there no salutes being fired? Why are the church bells not ringing?
Monsieur, Your Excellency, we did not know. We were not certain.
You saw the royal standard. You knew that His Highness was on his way here to Rouen?
Well, there had been rumors, yes, but...
Rumors?
Your Excellency would understand in the present unsettled state of affairs.
You do not wish too definitely to commit yourself, is that it?
Well,
Yes. His Royal Highness is very seriously annoyed, Mr. Le Maire. If you wish to regain his favor and that of His Majesty the King, who will follow him, you will make all the amends in your power. A deputation of every person of importance must be on hand 2 hours from now to welcome His Royal Highness.
But, Your Excellency, if General Bonaparte should return...
Every person of importance. Note will be taken of who is present and who is absent. The church bells can begin to ring immediately. The streets will be decorated and accommodation provided for His Royal Highness and his suite.
But, monsieur, you do not understand all that this implies.
It means that you are going to have to decide whether to enjoy the King's favor or not. That's the choice before you.
And also the guillotine if General Bonaparte should prevail.
France is free again. A wise man will not hesitate for a moment. My army is at your gates. My ships could blow up your town to pieces. But that's not the manner in which His Royal Highness wishes to enter Rouen. Monsieur Le Maire, time presses. Come on.
Your Excellency leaves me no choice. It shall be as you wish, though my life becomes forfeit from this moment.
Your care shall be my special charge, monsieur. Royal Highnesses will ride in this carriage. I think it wiser for myself and Lady Barbara to ride with you as far as the hotel.
It was a very small reception.
Well, all the notables of the city were present, save those who had already fled. The city is decorated, the white flags are out. Your Royal Highness is accepted.
Yet the crowds are very silent, huh?
Oh, they are numbed with disaster and do not know which way to turn. For all they know, Bonaparte may yet return himself.
He will not return. I am here.
Oh, what's that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Hi, sir. Colonel Dobbs.
Oh, Dobbs.
Important news. May I come in, sir?
Well, just wait a moment.
What's the matter, dear?
It's Dobbs, dear. It must be important. Yes. So, what is it, Dobbs?
It's over, sir. Bone is abdicated. Bluche is in Paris.
Abdicated by heaven? Victory, Dobbs? The end of 20 years' war?
And it's official, sir. Here's the dispatch.
Well, the Duke must be told. Is the King still in England? What does the dispatch say?
Horatio, what is it?
It's all right, Dobbs. I'll be with you in 5 minutes as soon as I've dressed. Yes, wake the Duke and tell him I'm coming.
Right, sir. I'll tell him immediately.
Barbara, darling, it's peace.
Begging your pardon, sir, but this is a bit better way of coming to Paris than the last time you came this way.
It certainly is, Martin. I was a prisoner then, coming to be shot. Now we ride in as conquerors.
Still, I'd rather sail in, sir, any day. Oh, perishing brute this horse is, too.
Well, what's the matter with it? Looks a very good horse to me, Martin.
Oh, he's all right. Shall I try to luff him, sir?
Oh.
He won't luff, no. Falls off 3 points every time. He pulls me arms out, sir, trying to keep him close hauled.
Guess we'll drop back now, Martin. Attention, everybody. Smartly now. All Paris is watching.
Wonderful, dear, wonderful. But do you mean to tell me that you've had this parchment for 2 days and have not read it?
Well, I've glanced at it, but I've been busy, my dear.
Busy? Oh, I know that it's only merited, but still... Well, listen, let me read it to you.
Oh, very well, my dear.
Listen. As the grandeur and stability of the British Empire depend chiefly upon the knowledge and experience in maritime affairs, we esteem those worthy of the highest honor who exert themselves in maintaining our dominion over the sea.
Yes, we needn't read all that, dear. It goes on for hours.
England at least knows your value. And listen, the parchment ends, "It is just, therefore, that we should distinguish with higher titles a subject who has so eminently served us and his country, both as monuments of his own merit and to influence others into a love and pursuit of virtue. Oh, I am very proud of you, dear."
Thank you, my love.
Why, there are only 2 or 3 cases in history of a naval officer being raised to the peerage before attaining flag rank. I congratulate you, my lord.
Heaven send that I can live up to it. Lord Hornblower of Smallbridge in the county of Kent. Knight of the Bath and a baronet of the United Kingdom. And I'd give every title and every order to have dear, honest old Bush back at my side.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstock ready.
Aye, sir. Ready.
Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's Indomitable Man of the Sea, Horatio Hornblower.
From this distance of time, it's easy to see that my refusal to go to Vienna was one of the most fateful decisions I ever made. Yet if I could have my time over again, I'd still refuse, even at the cost of hurting Barbara again, as I hurt her that night in Paris, as we drove to another of the endless receptions.
It's probably the greatest thing that has ever happened to me, dear.
Am I expected to be there, then?
Oh, but of course. You're a person of great importance now, remember?
My God. Drawing rooms, balls, salons, the ballet, the opera. Oh, you better go. It's your duty. But you don't need me. I'd be the skeleton at the feast. No, I'll go to Smallbridge. And to Smallbridge it was I went. Well, I found that intolerable, too. And then came the letter from the Count of Grasset.
Now that peace is with us, will you not come again and allow us the pleasure of offering you the open hospitality which we were unable to extend when you and Lieutenant Bush and your servant Brown were fugitives from Bonaparte?
Brown, jump to it, damn you.
Yes, my lord.
Pack clothes for both of us. Pack for an indefinite stay. Order the chaise. We're going to Nevers.
Nevers, my lord?
Yes.
Do you mean to the Chateau de Gracie, my lord?
Well, of course I do. How soon can you make the preparations?
I'll do it in 2 shakes of a rope's end, sir. Good. My lord. Leave it to me, sir. Lummy, I can't do it quick enough, my lord.
I was almost afraid to face the reason for my eagerness to reach the chateau again. Now that Bush was dead, the Comte de Grasset was probably the man nearest to me in the world. Yet I could not hide from myself the thought of seeing Marie again.
A more cheerful arrival than your last, milord.
Ah, more cheerful indeed. Then we were fugitives carrying poor wounded old Bush, dirty, soaked, and hunted. But must I be milord to you?
I shall call you Horatio, then, if you will permit.
And you, Marie. Please.
Yes? Horatio. Ah, that is nice. Horatio.
Thank you.
Here is Felix with wine. To your happy return, Horatio.
fond as I am of a rubber, the play that evening seemed interminable. I was vastly conscious of Marie, now beside me, now opposite, as we changed places in the dummy. And twice I made minor slips in play. Even when, after 2 rubbers, Mary pleaded tiredness and left us, the ordeal was not ended, for the Count proposed that we two should play piquet. As Mary had left the card table, one glance had passed between us. A glance which, though it did not endure for more than 1/10 of a second, had been long enough for each to tell the other all. I played piquet as badly as I'd played whist. And at the end, the Count was rueful and apologetic.
I fear this has been a disastrous evening for you, Horatio. This is a discourteous way to treat a guest.
Oh, I'd rather lose in this house than win in any other.
That is too high a compliment. But with you here, I do not care whether I win or lose. I trust you will be making a long stay.
Well, like the fate of Europe, that rather depends on the Congress of Vienna.
This house is yours. Marie and I both wish you to look on it as your own. Poor child, she is lonely here and finds little companionship but mine.
I've often wondered that she's not remarried.
I, too. It is 6 years since my son died, and I know he would have wished it. But she is loyal to me and will not leave me, despite my suggestion that she should live in Paris. But you are tired after your journey. Let me ring for your candle.
Thank you. Brown was waiting sleepily for me in the sitting room of my little suite, but I dismissed him at once. There, inconspicuous in the corner, was the door that led to the little hall outside Marie's suite in the turret. How well I remembered that. Generations of the Ladon Counts of Grasset had conducted intrigues in that chateau. Perhaps kings and princes had passed through that door on their way to their ladies.
Horatio.
My darling. To sink into our arms was to sink into peace and happiness, illimitable peace, like that of the sea at sunset. I knew that I was cruel to come back and claim her like this, that it was selfish to make her suffer again as she had suffered 4 years before. I knew, too, that she would not have it otherwise.
Oh, I love you so, Horatio.
Marie.
Time goes so fast. We have only this little moment.
Oh, my sweet. We make time stand still. This is our moment. The world spins, but here there is no time. It's only us.
Your breakfast tray, my lord. I've poured some coffee.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Just leave it there, will you?
Yes, my lord. May I speak to you, my lord?
Well, of course. Well, what's the matter with you this morning? Anybody who didn't know you would think you were shy, Brian.
Well, sir, I mean, my lord, I don't rightly know as it's a thing your lordship wants to know about. I mean, I don't want to presume, sir, my lord, but...
Oh, spit it out, Brian, and call me sir if it's any comfort to you.
Thank you, sir. It's this way, my lord. Sir, I'm wanting to get married.
Married?
Good God. Yes, sir. That's what I thought, my lord.
Well, I always thought you were a terror for women, but I never thought of you getting married. Who's the lucky woman?
Annette, my lord. Jan's daughter. And it's me as is the lucky one, sir.
Jan's daughter? Oh, of course, the pretty one with the dark hair.
Yes, sir, yes.
Well, I can't see anything against it. You're a man of sense. You needn't ask me about those things. I'm sure you've made a wise choice, and you'll have all my wishes for your happiness.
Thank you, my lord.
And if Annette can cook as well as her mother, you're a lucky man indeed.
I've been thinking, sir, that if I was to continue in your service, your lordship might like to engage Annette as a cook.
Oh, bless my soul. Yes, it's an attractive prospect, Brown. The cooking at Smallbridge could certainly do with improving. But, no, Brown, I can't give an answer to that. Her ladyship will have to be consulted. Tell me, this seems to have been a lightning courtship, doesn't it?
Well, not really, sir. When I was here before, me and Annette... you understand me, Lord.
Well, I do now. So that's why you were so anxious to come back. I thought there was something... You cunning dog. When do you plan to marry?
Just as soon as the law of the country allows me, my lord.
Well, we'll soon find that out. Yes, well, I'll get up. I can't stay in bed after all this excitement. We must tell the Count. I'll come through with a handsome present.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I'll bring your hot water, sir.
He was happy indeed. And so was I. Even if I perhaps envied Brown the public way in which he could claim his love, Marie and I were forced to be a little furtive. I was troubled that the Count might feel that I had abused his hospitality should he discover our secret. I was troubled no less on Barbara's account. I knew that she would know. She would say nothing, but she would know. But that was in the future. In the present was the lovely spring weather and the ecstasy of absolute love, unalloyed, without reservations. After all my years and tribulations, it had come to me at last. No shadow crossed our happiness until one morning when the Count entered my room unexpectedly and early. He was haggard and disheveled and still in his dressing gown.
My friend, pardon me, but I could not wait. There is bad news. The very worst.
Oh, what has happened, Count?
Bonaparte is in Paris. The king has fled, and Bonaparte is emperor again.
What?
All France has fallen to.
While my stricken old friend was speaking, my mind was struggling to take in his news and all that it implied. It meant war again, that was certain. Whatever the other great powers might do, England could never tolerate the presence of that mighty and dangerous enemy across the Channel. It was 22 years ago that the war had started. It was possible that it might be another 22 before Bonaparte could be torn from his throne again. Another age of misery and slaughter. The prospect was hideous. I struggled against the idea. But the people do not want him, sir. We know that now.
The people's wishes do not weigh against the armies. The usurper has already made his first decrees.
Oh?
The classes of 1815 and 16 are to be called out. The household troops are disbanded. The Imperial Guard is reconstituted. The Emperor is ready to fight Europe again.
I can hardly accustom myself to the idea.
I've heard the news. Are we leaving, my lord?
Yes, help me dress. You know the roads. Do you think we could reach La Rochelle in 2 days of hard riding?
Yes, I should think we could, sir.
The Count has a great name. No one will venture to arrest him or his party without direct orders from Paris. We might bribe a fisherman to take us out to sea. We might steal a boat, for that matter.
Yes, my lord. It does go against the grain to run away from that basket.
Yes, I know. Well, we shall see. Well, perhaps we shall be able to take a more active part than merely running away. Oh, good heavens, I just thought. What about Annette, your wife?
I hoped she'd come with us, my lord. If I leave her, I may never see her again.
And can she ride?
She will, my lord.
We'll go and see that she gets ready. We can carry nothing more than the saddlebags. She can attend Madame la Vicomtesse.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'll go and tell her.
Yes, well, I'm coming down now, too. It was a sorry business saying goodbye to the household. There were tears from the women, though the men, trained in the stoical school of gentleman's service, kept silent. We rode out of the courtyard and down the road along the river. It was ironical that it should be a lovely spring day with fruit blossom raining down upon us. At the first turn in the road, the spires of Nevers came into sight, and at the next, we could clearly see the ornate Gonzaga Palace. I looked at the tower, blinked, and looked again. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the white Bourbon flag flying over the palace?
It is certainly a white flag.
It seems hardly possible. Bourgard, the prefect there, declared at once for Bonaparte. So my messenger said, and he is a reliable man.
Oh, come, let us trot. We shall know soon enough.
Those soldiers at the gate, they are the Grey Musketeers of the household troops.
Well, then all is not lost. I've seen the Grey Musketeers in attendance to the king at the Tuileries.
Halt! Halt! Who rides there? It is I, Louis-Antoine Hector Savignan de Ladon, Comte de Grasset, and his suite.
You may pass, Monsieur le Comte. Her Royal Highness is at the Prefecture.
Royal Highness? This must mean the Duchess of Angoulême.
I rode through the night with my squadron of musketeers. Nevers changed back to my side quickly enough. The king is still in arms around Lille, and the south has risen under my husband, the Duke.
Well, do you think that a rising can succeed?
A rising? It is Bonaparte who heads the rising. I'm suppressing rebellion.
Oh, let us not waste time upon definitions, madame. Do you think there's strength enough in France to drive the madman out?
He is the most hated man in the country.
That may be, Your Royal Highness, but Bonaparte has an army, and it takes an army to defeat an army. Where is one to be found? The old soldiers are devoted to the usurper, and even if the civilians would fight, there's no time to train and arm them.
Oh, you are in a pessimistic mood, my lord. Do you then suggest that Monsieur le Comte here should submit tamely to usurper and wait until the armies of Europe should reconquer France?
I do not recommend acquiescence. I recommend resistance.
It is surely Lord Hornblower's duty to save himself and his talents for England.
No. I'll stay with Monsieur le Comte, if he will permit me.
But Horatio,
Lord Hornblower, we thank you and gratefully accept your kind offer.
Oh, very good. Well, that is settled. Now, as to Madame la Vicomtesse, you will, of course, accompany Her Royal Highness?
I shall do nothing of the kind.
Marie.
You will need every man, and I am as useful as a man. I know every ford and bridle path around here. I, too, shall stay with Monsieur le Comte.
Oh, yes, that is sound sense. And then, my lord, I leave you to plan your campaign while I prepare for mine.
Thank you. I need maps. Maps of roads, rivers, forests. Maps, and then more maps.
Come in.
Marie, this is I. I wanted to talk to you. Marie, I did not oppose you in council just now, but now I must tell you that I wish you to accompany Her Royal Highness to Bordeaux.
You do not want me with you?
I want you more than anything on earth. I love you more than anything on earth. But there's no love where we are going, only hardship, hunger, pain, probably death, a miserable, unheroic death.
That I know, Horatio, and I would rather share it with you than live without you. Horatio, there are some things we have not spoken of. I have always known that our love must end in tragedy.
Mary.
It is a thing I have nerved myself to bear. I must give you up, either to death or to your wife. But until then, I will be beside you in whatever is to come.
There are worse things than death, Mary.
And there is nothing worse than to lose you.
God help me, Mary. I cannot refuse you. I need you, too.
Horatio.
I knew that this was inevitable. Dimly, I could see the tragedy that the future held. But it was war again, and I was a man of war. Even with Marie in my arms, I was still planning and scheming the campaign. And if my heart was heavy with foreboding, my blood was stirring, too, with the call to arms. Out in the forests of the Loire awaited my destiny. Death or victory.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.